The Major League trade deadline is fast approaching, and trades and botch trades are dominating the news. But don't let that take away from your focus of doing the homework that it takes to put together a daily fantasy roster that gives you the best chance to win. I'm going to give you a hand with that process right now. I'm Mike Cardano with RotoExperts and the Fantasy Sports Network, and this is your Daily Fantasy Minute. Now, how about the scene at Citi Field last night? Wilmer Flores finds out that he's been traded to the Brewers from the fans who hear it through social media reports. And the Mets leave him in the game, and he's out there crying at shortstop. They even let him hit, and after a few innings, they eventually pulled him from the game, only to find out after the game that the deal will not happen, and he's still a Met. Now, I know Wilmer is from Venezuela, and he came here when he was like 19 years old, but someone needs to sit him down and watch a league of their own. There's no crying in baseball, Wilmer. No crying. Salvador Perez has been a reverse split thief in 2015, carrying a very respectable 747 OPS against right-handed pitching. More importantly, he's clubbed 11 of his 15 home runs against righties, and it looks like he's turning his doubles power into the ability to do some yard work. Now, tonight he faces Marco Estrada, who used to be good, but he's now the owner of a frightful 455 xFIP. He also generates ground balls only 32.2% of the time, and that means that Salvador should have plenty of opportunity to tally some extra base hits. Now, I think folks are going to be lining up to get Blue Jays right-handed bats in against lefty Danny Duffy today, but I wouldn't ignore the cheaper Kansas City bats in this one, as I sense the 8.5 total in this game isn't safe. Chris Sale is the highest priced pitcher this evening, and for good reason. The Red Sox have the 9th worst WOBA in the league against left-handed pitching this year, and they have a couple of guys on their team, Big Papi and Panda namely, who basically are automatic outs against left-handed pitching. At 19.2%, they aren't among the league leaders in striking out against lefties, but Sale strikes out everyone, and his ridiculous 11.53 K per 9 is second in the majors, only behind Clayton Kershaw. Trying to play for wins when choosing a starting pitcher is often a dicey thing to do, and statistically, the White Sox have the worst offense in the game, although they have been coming on of late. But Chicago gets to face Stephen Wright tonight. No, not the comedian Stephen Wright, although they might as well be. Right-handed starter Stephen Wright, who's 4.94 xFIP and 5.3 walks per 9, are a joke. Now, sometimes you get what you pay for, and in this instance, you're paying for an expected dominant performance by Sale with the likelihood of a win. Now, if you want to drop down in price a bit, Jake Arrieta is your guy. With an exceptional K per 9 ratio and an ERA and xFIP that puts him in elite pitcher territory, he remains one of the underrated quantities in the league. He faces a Brewers team in the middle of a trade deadline fire sale who are a below average offensive team against right-handed pitching, as they are 19th in Major League Baseball with a 309 WOBA, striking out 20.4% of the time. Now, on a one-pitcher site, you're going to want to have one of these two guys. I really can't see going with anyone else. And on a two-pitcher site, you're going to want to at least have one of these guys to be your anchor. For more expert insight and extraordinary perspective in the world of daily fantasy, head on over to dailyroto.com or keep it right here on the Fantasy Sports Network. Good luck today, everyone. I'm Mike Cardano, and this has been your Daily Fantasy Minute.